So did you know that NASA was planning to send people to the moon in 2024?
Yeah, I recently did hear about that.
I found it in the links on YouTube recommendations.
Yeah, I did. My kids are nerds. Being nerds is, I guess, cool now. So yeah, my kids are very up to speed on a lot of that technology and kind of the future of space. And of course, they're
and part of that is the moon landing. When are we going to land on the moon? Are we going to land on the moon? Different things. And that's actually how I learned about it. I was like, oh, we're going.
Well, yeah, and I've heard that Elon got the contract to do the moon lander.
The fact that it's a feat means like our investments into the space area have been like very poor. Our research has maybe also been very poor. I think with like this new ideology and approach and investment into this space area, we'll probably reach Mars soon.
Last year, I never thought that rockets would land itself on the launch pad, and right after, and when I see Bob and Doug launched, then I was so amazed. I was much more amazed about the rocket landing itself to the.
Last week there was a huge event in the city. There's comic producer, and then some more events coming in. I mean, right now I know NASA's right here, but they don't have a really big booth. Back then in the past they used to have really big booths. And, I mean, you got like a huge poster that says that we're planning to send more people to space, like to the moon. Especially around here.
What's going to change as far as 100 years from now? We don't know. There's another book that I've read by a guy named Yuval Noah Harari. He did Sapiens, Homo Deus, and then 21 Lessons. And we don't know, we don't know 20, 30 years from now what life is going to be like. He said the most important thing is that we know ourselves.
Like 350 hours for you're burning in the sun, being radiated. You have no atmosphere, nothing to protect you from the sun's radiation. And then that amount of time freezing on the other side.
I think Elon's going to go ahead and try it on his own, to tell you the truth. He's not a man to be stopped by, some government contract. I don't think. The government helps, and obviously it's helped him get as far as he has now.
I am a founder of Lady Rocket Foundation, a very active, completely different way to embrace space under two themes. Let's be better on Earth before we go to Mars, which is relevant to shaping how we are looking at ourselves here on Earth before we go to Moon and Mars. And
I mean, 1/7 gravity, like, it'll affect fencing a lot because when you fence, you do like small jumps while you're fencing. And so the rebound time between those jumps increases. So action time increases, everything increases. So it would actually be a really cool situation to be in.
High quality footage of astronauts and doing engineering jobs on the moon, like making buildings and capturing the beginning of humanity becoming a spacefaring civilization. I think that would be a great image for people in the future to look back on.
I'm indifferent about it. I mean, it doesn't really matter if people go up there. Well, I mean, it does. I mean, I think back then it mattered more, but I think now it's more like, we can actually do it now. There's so many people that were in this belief that someone actually went to the moon, but I'm like, I can't believe or not, but I mean, it's pretty cool if someone went up there.
Well, yeah. So we definitely killed off a lot of the big animals. I mean, when we made it to Australia, we simply had to because we invaded their ecosystem. We ate food, which call it the butterfly effect or whatever. But I mean, we had an impact then on this planet as we do now.
Like 20 years ago, if you told someone about the internet and that we'd be having a call talking about the moon landing, granted, we're both in Houston, but you could be anywhere in the world. They think you're out of your mind. They'd be like, what? No, I got my prepaid phone call, card. And, that was the life we lived in back then, right? We, text messaging didn't exist.
How these animals are going to adapt. I think as long as human life is supported in these bubble spheres, I think pets will do quite well, but they've got to be manageable. And, the cat is really the one that can bury its own poop and urine, whereas the dog, just needs grass or something out there. It's not quite the same.
I already have a beautiful NASA JPL approved educational inspiration program for Mars astronauts as Lady Rocket Foundation that we take to schools here in the States, but also internationally.
That's awesome. I really appreciate your time.
You should ask how
I love talking about it.
Thank you.
Shaker is good.
Well, good luck in school.
The mother who's always
Both of
the
y'all.
question of